So after I made the Adventure Quest video where I kind of finished the main quest of the game, the guy that runs Artix Entertainment, Adam Bond, actually reached out to me and said, hey Josh, really cool video, got all the staff around to watch it, wasn't any good Adventure Quest, had a really good time. He then hand wrote me a letter of appreciation. I've got it in my office at home, kind of propped up, and it's like, thank you for doing this. It brought back a load of memories from when he was first making the game, because I played some quests that he hasn't seen in years. So it was almost a nostalgic trip.
He's probably like laughing, that was a shit one.
Yeah, no, it's great. So when I question, I'm like, why is your game so inconsistent? Why from this screen is this different to this screen? Turns out Adventure Quest had no framework for how menus needed to look, or where buttons needed to be, or where colors needed to be. So every single screen was new. And he was making it as best he could from kind of the previous screen.
It's like a ransom note at times of mishmash.
Yeah, it really is. It's
menus and text. You're like, what is this?
I called it consistently inconsistent. That's what it is. Every single quest, every single idea is new and it's different.
Right.
But games like this, games that we played as kids and experienced as kids, this is kind of my bread and butter on YouTube. I will sit down and say, right, I haven't played Tenchu 2 in years. But since walking around Japan, I kind of want to play Tenchu 2. So I'm going to get home, I'll launch up Tenchu 2, I'll play it through, I'll say, right, was it good? I'll critique it through a modern lens, and people want to watch these videos.
I think we want to see it's fun to see your childhood nostalgia be torn apart. Like it's fun to see it actually be, confronted with it. I'm sure you've probably played some games in your childhood that you've had fond memories of, and you boot it up, you're like, oh.
So this is a really interesting thing, actually, because I've tried to explain to people that it's okay, and this is something that MMO players push back against so much, it's okay to like something that's bad. So when I love the first Power Rangers movie. It's a terrible film. It's really the first Power Rangers, the first movie with Ivan Ooze. It is an awful film.
Right.
But I haven't
watched it recently. It's still like golden generation
but it's
for
great.
me.
Sit down, watch it. It's amazing. I love it. So it's okay to play something that's bad and say, I had a good time. I think when people watch my reviews, people watch reviews, people watch my MMO things, they almost want to feel validated that the time they enjoyed was good time. Was well used.
We're so scared that we didn't like something
Exactly.
good.
And I can say, look, this game is bad, but I like it. This game is not great. It's got flaws, but I like it. And if you like it, that's fine. It's a healthy attitude to have that MMO players just struggle with.
I think it comes with maturity.
It really does.
I think it takes a lot of time to realize that you're a dumb kid.
I think with MMOs specifically, it's actually difficult to mature. You are spot on with this. It is difficult to go through that mature process if you are playing the same game that you've been playing for the last 10, 15, 20 years, and you've never been exposed to either outside opinions, different games, or different systems. If you aren't forced to acknowledge the flaws in something, you almost blind yourself to it and just say, this is great.
Just tunnel vision.
It's tunnel vision for it. It's okay to recognize flaws. This is how we grow. I recognize flaws in all my old videos, and then I try and grow from it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I think there's also this thing where sometimes when we're talking about nostalgia or like a thing that we really enjoyed as a kid, sometimes there's like fear to like go back and see if it's different from like the memory that you had, because you're kind of afraid that you're not going to get the same emotions that you felt when you first experienced this.
Because you go into it wearing rose-tinted glasses,
yes,
right? And you're afraid, and you're wearing the rose-tinted glasses. And you're like, I know I have to take these off, but I don't want to.
So I've got another really long video about MMORPGs where I discuss the impact that nostalgia has on our enjoyment of a game. Let's say that you want to sit down and play, GoldenEye on the N64. Great game, really good game. But it's probably better if you've got memories of getting in some pizzas with your friends, sitting down, passing a controller around, having a good time, playing the split screen. If you sit down and play GoldenEye right now on a big, massive TV on your own with all the lights on, and you sit there, you play it, it's a good game, but it's not the same journey, not the same experience. There's a famous saying that you can't step in the same river twice because you're not the same person and it's not the same river. Everything you go through and experience then becomes your frame of reference for the world. And we can play old games and appreciate them mechanically, but they won't be involved in our lives as they were kind of socially or narratively, as it was back then. We're not in school anymore. But we can sit down like this and talk about games that we did play when we were in school and have that moment where we all smile and we all go, you know what? Time Splitters 2, absolutely cracking game. Burnout, brilliant game. That kind of stuff.
Did Time Splitters age well?
Time Splitters
Oh no, God.
Time Splitters 2 aged really well because Time Splitters 1 was the same team that made GoldenEye. And I've got a video on my main channel. If you type in Josh Strife Hayes Time Splitters.
Yeah. I mean, I remember Time Splitters 2 was like the GOAT when I was in school.
So Time Splitters 1 was the PlayStation 2 launch title created by the same team that made GoldenEye.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
God, I haven't seen this in years.
Okay, Time Splitters 2 was when they really nailed it.
Yeah,
Every level, I've not done a 2 video yet, but that is next on the list. Every single level in that game is about focusing on a certain mechanic, whether it's open map, whether it's verticality, whether it's tunnels, whether it's corners. It is brilliant. Mechanically, absolute masterpiece.
Right.
Not very long, basically no story at all, but mechanically, spot on. And then with 2, they really nailed what they were going for. So I found a couple of games, like you mentioned Golden Sun earlier. I'd never played Golden Sun. I did a full analysis of the combat system, with the setting and the unleashing of the djinns in that game. That's genius.
Yeah.
And then the fact that Golden Sun 2 actually flipped, you played 2.
I have not played 2.
Do you want me to spoil it for you?
Sure.
It flips the narrative, and it turns out that you were playing as the bad guys in Golden Sun 1, and in 2, you are then playing as the other team trying to stop you from the first game.
That's sick.
Where if you would have succeeded in your mission, bad things would have happened to the world. So you start playing Golden Sun 2 thinking you're the bad guys, and then you realize actually, no, you are the heroes now. You were just misguided and misled in the first game.
Oh, that's so sick.
It's really, really clever, and it stands up today. Medieval, a game that I'd never played before, played it, stands up. Really good. A couple of other games. So the first Kingsfield games. You played Dark Souls, Elden Ring.
Yes.
That's made by From Software. From Software made educational games before their very first video game called Kingsfield. I've got a video playing Kingsfield. There is so much in Kingsfield that you can see the foundations being laid for what will become Dark Souls. You can see the bonfires. You can see the warp points. You can see the Estus flasks. You can see the distance and hit-based timings. You can see the obtuse hidden storylines. You can see all of the characters. You can see where it starts and where it goes to. The vibe is the same.
Yeah.
It's still so surreal. It's so liminal. And this is why I love going back and playing the very first games from companies and saying, right, where did you start? Where are you now? What have you learned? Where have you gone to?
How do you find the time to play all these games?
Yeah, you play a lot of games.
I just like...
I don't do anything else. That's kind of it. So I've got a small gym room in my house that was previously a dining room. And I kind of walked in there one day and I went, I don't need this. So I pulled up the carpet, replaced it with black rubber gym tiles, stuck a gym machine in there and went, cool, that's happening now. So I will wake up, I will boot up the PC, whether it's an emulator, whether it's a console. I will play a game for 8 to 10 hours.
Yep.
So what I've done is, this is the system. People have asked for this before.
The system.
This is the system.
Okay.
Got the screen in front of me.
Right.
I'm recording it using OBS.
Yes.
There's a little time code of where OBS is. I've then got a laptop running next to me, which is on voice recording mode. So if something happens in the game, let's say that I find the fairy in Kingsfield, I will look at the time code on OBS. I'll see it's 7 hours and 38 minutes in, and I will say out loud, 7 hours, 38 minutes, find fairy. And my laptop will then write that out, because it's listening as voice recording, and then go to a new line. So after I've played a game for 10 to 20 hours, I will then grab my laptop and I will have a minute-to-minute breakdown of exactly what happened.
That's smart.
I will then turn every single note that I've made into a sentence for a script, and then I'll record the entire voiceover for the script, then sit down and simply match up the game footage to the script that I've done.
Efficient.
It's very, very efficient. It's a framework that I've got. It works for most games. I review them in quite a linear way from the start to the end. I don't focus on systems such as kind of combat or trading or inventory until they naturally pop up in the game. But that is all I do. That's literally it. As soon as one game is finished, I will go on to the next game.
God damn.
But then how do you find time to make videos? Because for me, I get like... The consuming stuff is actually the easy part, actually. It's actually the more time consuming for me to make the video about the content.
And then knowing that you
consuming.
edit your own videos as well.
My editing is very simple. It's extremely easy. So because it's so linear, when I'm playing through Kingsfield, when I get to level 1 and I say, we open the door and go in, all I have to do is find the footage of me going into the door, cut it, stick it there. And then my next sentence will be, and round the corner, we find a shield on the floor. I simply edit out all the bit that isn't that, find the round the corner, grab the shield, cut that out, stick that there.
Right.
And then just do that for the next 10 hours. It's boring and it's repetitive and it's linear, but it's not complicated. I don't use any keyframes in my videos. I don't have images moving around the place. I have things fade in and fade out.
Not worse than some of the games you play, I'm sure.
Honestly, no. My editing is about as good quality as Kingsfield. That's what it is. It's extremely basic. It is the meat and potatoes of the actual video. I've tried to say to people, don't worry about the bells and whistles. Worry about the content. Worry about the core of it first. And then we can add everything onto it. People come to me and go, oh, I'm worrying about this. I'm worrying about that. I'm worrying about the other. I'm worrying about It's almost like building a house from scratch and worrying about what color curtains you're going to put into it. It doesn't matter until the house is built. Build the house first. Let's edit the rough cut of the video first. Then I'll go back and fix it all up. So, a lot of I played Kingsfield. I finished it in 3 days. And then I wrote the script in a day and I recorded it the next day. And then I edited it together in about 4 or 5 days after that. So one video takes about 2 weeks. Throw it up, onto the next game.
Jesus.
The only ones that take longer are the 100 hours in videos because I have to play it for 100 hours.
Yeah.
And then you have to edit through 100 hours.
I had to pay for the upgrade to the Google Drive because I was trying to put about 3 terabytes worth of footage of, like 1080 4K footage of EverQuest, which didn't even play in 4K. I just recorded it there. Anyway.
Well, YouTube compresses the shit.
Exactly. YouTube just goes for... you can't tell anything above 1080. People always go, why don't you record in 4K? You don't watch my videos. You put them on the second monitor. It doesn't matter if they're in 1080. I've made videos in 720. No one noticed. Just to see if anyone would. Nobody did. So I guess this is just all I do now. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I do the Twitch streams, which are the Dark Souls kind of fitness streams at the minute. Yeah. Because if I don't, I would go mad. I would just go insane in these 4 walls. It's a way to talk to the community, talk to the players, talk to the viewers, and just kind of get involved with it.
Not to sound mean, do you hang out with people?
No. This is like the most social I've been in weeks. This is why
we're not real.
This is just me in my room still. Kingsfield still playing. That's what it is.
You will wake up soon.
I think what it is I've discovered that I live in the middle of the countryside, which is beautiful for about 5 minutes. It's almost like being inside some kind of Disney opening of a movie. I set out, there's a lovely bird, there's a rabbit. It's fantastic. And then you're like, right, cool, what's going on? Nothing. Nothing's around. Everything's at cities. Everything's in people assume that I live in London because I'm from the UK, and that's where everyone lives in the UK.
Yeah.
I haven't found time to go to a lot of social events just because I'm spending so much time making videos. And we're losing a load of gaming conventions in the UK. We've lost the Insomnia convention. EGX and MCM have teamed up together. We might be losing the WASD conventions. The developed conventions are still going on, but the social kind of world of the UK is crumbling, which is why I wanted to come to Japan. It's why I want to go and visit the USA. It's why I want to go and visit Australia. Yeah. Because it's important to me over the next year or two to focus on the social connections, not just the digital content creation.
Yeah, I hear about your schedule and your throughput, and I'm like, I hope you don't burn out because this is...
Damn.
It's a long time. It's managed to... it's given me a very... it's a very lucrative job. It's given me a fantastic lifestyle that I couldn't have dreamt of before. Because I am a small independent creator, I've not got staff underneath me that I need to kind of pay. I am able to take the freedom and the time to create what I want to create. So when I make a video on Future Cop, LAPD, or Croc, or any of the old random obscure games, Silent Bomber, the games that no one's ever played before, but I remember them from my childhood. Yeah. Even if those videos fail, I know that I'm still going to make enough from them and from the Patreon support that allows me to take these risks to then go and just keep doing it. Yeah. I put myself in a strong position, but what I have paid with is social time.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's interesting you said that because you kind of said how I feel about the UK because we had a really good friend group in the UK and we hung out a lot with our friends, but that felt very unusual. It does feel like the UK, like social abilities, like crumbling slightly.
There's just not much to do.
Not much to do. Things are expensive.
If you don't go to the pub, then what is there to do outside of just...
That's pretty much what it is. It's the idea of, it's a drinking culture, it's a drugs culture, it's an idea of just partying. Yeah. Whereas I walked out of my hotel, I went to the Meiji Jingu Shrine. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah. I didn't realize that the Fushimi Inari was a mountain. So when I got to the bottom of it, I was properly wrapped up in this nice big coat, and I was like, 45 minutes, I can do that. It's 45 minutes up steps. I got to the top and I was absolutely dripping with sweat, but it was fantastic. There was so much to do. I have met people from all over the world, whether it's digitally, whether it's through MMORPGs, through kind of events like this, through corporations, that I want to go and spend time with because we share values, we have a good time together. But it's difficult to do in the UK because trains are extremely expensive in the UK and unreliable.
And slow.
Trains here to the minute is amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But I've been lucky enough to meet a lot of people, but I feel that the social element of video games is one of the strengths of it. We talked about MMOs, and the strengths of the MMO is the social aspect.
Yeah.
I don't have that sitting in my room or walking on a treadmill while playing Dark Souls. I've got thousands of people watching me lift some weights while I try and kill, Artorias.
Yeah.
But it's not the same as going to a convention.
Yeah.
No,
So to answer your question, no, I don't talk to people.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of YouTubers and Twitch streamers, I know it's a very lonely job.
Remarkably so.
You can go if you do YouTube solely, you can go like weeks without seeing another face if you just forget to get yourself outside.
I've gone weeks without leaving my house. I've gone weeks forgetting that I have a living room in my house. I've gone down. I've sometimes opened the door and gone, all right, cool, Christmas tree is still up, and then just put it there. It is still up because I haven't just
June.
I feel called out with my living room.
I haven't gone into the room to take the tree down because I just don't have any reason to go into that room. There's no entertaining to be done. There's no one coming round. It's just me kind of making the content. But then we have the parasocial element, which is where people have spent. Let's take the Morrowind video, for example. People have spent 73 hours with me, but I don't know them. So I've had people come up to me before going, oh, hey, man, good to see you. I really quickly go, do I know you? Have I met you before? Are you an old friend? Are you an acquaintance? Or are you someone who knows me?
Mate, trust us, we know more
I'm
than
sure
anyone.
you guys know.
We have about, 500 hours just on this channel alone? So
There is a level of parasocial to it, and there is a level of kind of social, I want to say, intelligence that is required by a lot of viewers if people want to come up. People have recognized me walking around Japan. People have come up to me, recognized in the Pokemon Center, recognized on the streets, like 6 o'clock in the morning, people come up, which is extremely flattering, and I will always take time to talk to people. I've taken selfies with people, we'll always chat, I've signed things, whatever we need to do. But there is a level of social understanding where if someone comes up to me, I appreciate it when they introduce themselves and let me know how I know them or how I should know them. Because I'm sure you guys have had it before. I have people come up to me and just stare at me.
I had this one post on the Reddit the other day where I was just drinking outside, enjoying the sunshine. And then I go on our subreddit and there's just a picture of me from the opposite side of like the roads, like a fucking paparazzi pic. And I'm like, and the quote was, I didn't want to disturb him on his date or whatever. And I was like, I would have rather you guys
just
disturb me on my date than
just
just me log on to the internet and find like
you got TMZ'd.
Find a paparazzi pic of me like online.
Even if I'd taken that picture and I didn't want to disturb you, why would I
don't stick it on Reddit?
Why would I post it? Oh no, we're doomed.
I've been lucky enough to have a lot of people who are very kind of socially aware walk up and chat.
Nice.
And I'm going to call a lot of people out here, I'm sure I'll get hate for it, but the MMORPG sphere itself, I'm going to try and be extremely democratic.
I think
it tends to appeal to people who are maybe not the most socially gracious.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is the South Park episode about WoW
is super
reflective.
It is remarkably reflective.
I don't think it's any.
That's not a hot take. No.
It's not mind blowing.
It's like a lukewarm take. I describe my content as whelming. Okay, I'm neither over nor underwhelming. That's exactly what I try and be. So my takes are not hot; they're lukewarm at best.
Yes,
because that way I don't anger anyone, and everyone's kind of super happy with it. But the MMORPG community does have some difficult individuals within it who are hard to engage with.
I think that's every community.
Without a doubt. I'm sure that Gacha is.
Oh, Gacha.
Oh,
is.
Yeah, here we go.
Let's talk about the anime sphere in general. It's people have their identities to their favorite anime. People are very, very, very passionate about anime to the point where even if you criticize it a little bit, you are, like you said, criticizing their identity almost because it's
you're challenging their life for you.
And something that I guess they help shape them.
Your investment's wrong.
Yes, I mean, and this one is emotional investment, I guess. Whereas sometimes I just see it as entertainment, a lot of the times. So no, I totally get what you're talking about.
That's a healthy way to see it, though. But thankfully, a lot of the people that go to conventions or go to actual meetups tends to be slightly more approachable. RuneFest was a great example of people coming up to me and having a really good time and just a really good chat. I think the strangest one was when I was having breakfast in a kind of hotel bar with a friend of mine, and a guy walked over and stood up and went, "You criticized my favorite game." And I kind of looked up and went, "Was I wrong?" And he went, "Well, kinda." Well, okay, we can discuss this after breakfast. And then thankfully he walked off. But the fact that he just walked over straight away and did that, his worldview is his favorite game. I don't know the dude. I don't know if he's having a bad day.
Yeah.
But his worldview is his favorite game. I said something bad. I became the main bad guy, the arch enemy at that moment, and he had to come over and say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I haven't had too many people come over and be aggressive.
Yeah, you became the raid boss,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, that's what it was. I was the raid boss at that
You're
point.
even saying yourself you don't have particularly strong takes.
No, I don't have strong takes at all. I'm
And that's
whelming.
crazy that
Yeah.
someone would come up. And,
Absolutely. You know, if I say this game is okay, I mean, it's fine. It's okay. It's got some good stuff. Most things in life are fine.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are very few things that are exceptionally good or exceptionally bad, but I try and find the entertainment value within them.